Okay, you guys are not gonna believe this. I learned nothing from the last video. So I went out, I got these lights, it lights up the green screen better. It looks a little better than it did last video, but I step out of frame a lot in this video. I kind of like, I don't know how I do it, but I step forward a bunch and my head is like taller than the green screen, so it still gets cut out. A few times in this video. The green screen is still a work in progress, doesn't look great, the video still looks bad. I'm not good at this whole high budget YouTube thing. I'm underqualified for this. I didn't even apply for the job. I don't know why I'm here or how I'm here, but yeah, so ignore that anyway. And if you look beyond that, maybe you'll find a good YouTube video here. Maybe you won't, I don't know. But yeah, just so I'd let you know. Anyway, enjoy the video. Yep, it's official. I have already ran out of ideas for this whole YouTube thing, so I am making a GTA video. Now, everybody on the planet knows what GTA is, and everybody loves it. Except for me. No, I'm kidding. I do love GTA 5. I have like 1,000 hours on it, but you don't know that. But I do have some problems with it that I'm going to talk about in this video. Because yes, once again, this is a GTA video. How unique. So Mafia 1 is a game where you play as a mafia guy. And in that game, there is a little thing that they do called rules. Believe it or not, most games have rules. This game has road rules. Just like in real life, if you break the laws on the road, you will get arrested or you'll get the police after you. This can happen if you run a red light, if you speed down the road, if you do fat U-E's in front of the police. Anything that you do that is illegal in real life is also illegal in Mafia, including stop signs. I'm pretty sure in Mafia 1, if you run a stop sign, the cops will actually come after you. I don't actually know if that is true, but I'm pretty sure it is. The video will now tell you if I'm making that up or not. So there you go. Yeah, that is or isn't a thing in Mafia, but it should be if it isn't. Mafia 2 also has a really cool system where you can actually get pulled over by the police and they will actually give you a ticket. They will make you stop the car, get out, and they will write you a fine if you break any traffic laws. Pretty cool, except in Mafia 2, a lot of other stuff is downgraded. You don't actually get police after you for running red lights anymore. And also, they will only now chase you if you are driving on the same side of the road as them. If you are going the opposite way or you're in a different lane, they won't chase you, which is really weird. Why is that a technical limitation or is that just like a design choice? I don't know, but it sucks. It's kind of weird that they have the system where the police will actually ticket you. They actually implemented that, but then they don't have any system to really get them to chase you. It's rare that it happens. I mean, I don't know. Mafia 2 was a step backwards, but Mafia 1 was still great. And the reason for that is the immersion factor. Again, the police will act realistically to what you do. That's pretty cool. Because they do not do that in Grand Theft Auto, the big killer title, the title that is bigger than Mafia. I actually think is kind of worse. And yeah, before you dislike the video, let me make my point. In Grand Theft Auto, you commit crimes and become a hooligan, except for like street crimes, because apparently there aren't any street laws in this universe. You can go 50,000 miles per hour down the highway, the cops don't give a shit. You can be literally on the other side of the road, the cops will not care. You can be running people over and, well, they care at that point. They only care if people get hurt, which is kind of weird if you ask me. A game that is all about committing crimes doesn't have some of the most common crimes in the world, such as speeding and running red lights, two things that are very dangerous. GTA does not have them. Anytime I'm playing GTA Online, I'm just there speeding down the road and I am bored out of my mind. And that's because driving, the most common thing that you do in a GTA game, is just really badly implemented because it kind of just makes you turn your brain off. And it's something that you do all the time. In every mission in GTA, you are driving someone to somewhere, or you're driving yourself somewhere, and you're constantly going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And yet there's no mechanics in this game to make it more immersive or interesting. Now, I brought up Mafia earlier because that already pretty much solved the problem, right? Adding traffic laws into the game can do so much for the game world and so much for immersion. It suddenly makes driving down the highway a lot more interesting because you can still speed, you can still run red lights, but now you have to be on the lookout. Because if there's a cop sat at an intersection or driving down the highway, you're going to have to really quickly either slam your brakes or drive right past them. And if you decide to go right past, then you're going to be in a police chase, and suddenly, boom! The game is so much more dynamic and interesting because of that, because now all of a sudden you can get into police chases at completely unexpected times, which can just make the game more interesting. Now look, I know what you're thinking. GTA is a sandbox game. Who cares about traffic laws? That kind of stuff is boring. Wrong. No, it isn't, and I am about to tell you why. Now, maybe if you're under 12 years old, yes, traffic laws are going to be boring because you just want to floor it to every single destination. But if you are older, if you're a serious gamer like myself, then you will believe that traffic laws are great because they can be broken. Tell me, what is the most fun part of Grand Theft Auto? Getting into a police chase. If you said anything else, then you're wrong, and I don't comment it. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You're wrong. The most fun part is the police chases. How can we add more interesting police chases into the game? Well, add a speed limit. You break that speed limit, the police will chase you, boom, you get some more interesting stuff. Great, yada yada, it's cool, I don't know what I'm talking about. When there are no laws that you have to follow while driving, driving just becomes this meaningless, boring thing that you do when you turn your brain off and you just go. When you add laws, suddenly there's some risk, there's some thrill. It's a little bit more exciting and adds a lot more to the gameplay experience, I think, anyway. When I play Grand Theft Auto currently, I don't actually feel like I'm part of that world. I just feel like a tourist who is visiting and just checking everything out, and the laws don't apply to me. Add some traffic rules in and suddenly you feel like you're actually part of this world, which is huge for immersion. When I was playing through Mafia 1 earlier this year, I could not help but feel immersed in this world as the role of a mafia guy. I felt like a real don, or not a don, but I felt like a guy. Because I was actually driving around following the laws quite a lot, and it actually just fully immersed me into the world, and I didn't feel like I was wasting my time. I mean, everybody knows about that thing when you play GTA and you get a bit bored, so you start following the traffic laws. That's fun for a couple of minutes, but then you kind of just realize how much time you're wasting and it gets a bit boring. But in Mafia, you can go and do the exact same thing and it doesn't feel like time wasted because that's how the game is supposed to be played. It just completely sucks you into the world, and immersion in gaming, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. Now, I get that sitting at a red light waiting for it to change green isn't exactly the most exciting gameplay experience in the world, so just don't do it. Just because there are traffic laws doesn't mean you have to follow them, it just means you have to be a bit more alert while you're breaking them. When you're sat at a red light, you can still just go straight through it like Lewis Hamilton. It literally doesn't matter as long as there isn't a cop in the area. You just have to be on the lookout a bit more, and if there is a cop, then you're in a police chase. Go lose them, go have fun, you little silly guy. Now, again, Mafia already does this system and it knows that kids are going to be playing this game illegally. That is right, little Johnny, what you're doing is illegal right now and you could end up in jail. But yeah, they know that kids are going to be playing the game, so there is a setting in Mafia that you can toggle on or off, and it's something like immersive police or a police, I don't know. There's a setting in Mafia that you can toggle on or off, and it works. It works well. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. If you turn that off, it turns into basically GTA. It's just, there are no rules. Go have fun. Go do whatever you want. That's pretty neat. It's a simple toggleable system that you can simply turn on or off, and it provides a great experience for everybody. If you're under the age of 12, you can play with that mode off and have as much fun as you want. And if you are a true gamer like myself, then you can turn it on and experience the true immersion that these open world games can potentially offer. So that is the obvious big thing that GTA could do to make their game more immersive and more interesting and take it away from the old formula that it's been following for years. But there's also something else. A little thing called fuel. Not this game, no, not the game, I mean the actual mechanic of fuel. Now, this is a topic that has been discussed to hell and back by the GTA community, so I'm gonna stand here and discuss it some more. Fuel, in my opinion, is something that would be incredibly welcome to GTA. Again, it is something that Mafia did. It wasn't really that important. I rarely had to fuel my car, but it was a feature that was in the game still. And I think it can potentially add a lot to the experience as well. Now, again, I get it. Sitting at a fuel station filling up your car isn't the most exciting activity in the world. It's not going to be very exciting in a video game either, but you are thinking of it the wrong way, my friend, because fuel can actually add a lot to the adventure. Take this, right? So I have to drive up to the other side of the map to go rob a convenience store on one of the GTA missions. Normally, this would consist of you getting in a car, holding the accelerator down, driving all the way there, doing the robbery, losing the police, and then finishing the mission, right? Pretty standard stuff. It's a fun-ish, compelling experience, but it's nothing noteworthy. Now let's add traffic laws and fuel into this equation, and suddenly you get something really, really cool. So first of all, you've got the drive to the convenience store or wherever you're robbing. This would be a little bit more interesting because on the way there, you'd have to keep an eye out for police if you're breaking traffic laws, and also make sure your car doesn't run out of fuel, because if it does, you're going to have to get a new car, and that could lead into a police chase and the whole thing. The fuel mechanic doesn't really come into play here, but you know, whatever. You'd have to follow the traffic rules, and that would still be kind of fun. Not following them, but breaking them. But you finish your destination, and then you get to the convenience store. Now you have to think ahead a little bit, because you have to first fill up your car to make sure that you have enough fuel to get away. Because if you haven't done that, then you are potentially going to run out of fuel in the middle of a high stakes police chase, and then that will put you in a bit of a bad situation. So you go to the fuel station, you fill up your car, and then you get rewarded because you were using your brain a little bit. That's a little bit of gaming immersion there. That's pretty cool, I think. Maybe. But it just adds a lot of excitement to the potential, because again, if it's something simple, but if you forget to do it, it can really screw you over, and again, potentially make more exciting gameplay opportunities. But let's say you do run out of fuel in the middle of a high stakes police chase, right? This makes the entire thing a lot more interesting, because now all of a sudden you have to actually get out of your car and probably get into a firefight with the cops while either trying to steal one of their cars or trying to find a new car on the street. It just adds some more dynamic gameplay into it, and that happens because you weren't thinking ahead. You weren't immersed in the game enough, in the game world, to actually think ahead to go and fuel your car. It's a really small thing. I don't think the fuel system is as important as the traffic law stuff, but I think it's something that could go a long way in making GTA a lot more immersive and fun. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just kind of what I feel like. Yeah, okay, whatever, next thing. Going back to Mafia quickly, they take their game immersion a step even further. Or actually 2 steps. I'm going to talk about 2 things. So in Mafia, there is a wanted system. That is right, you can actually get wanted in Mafia for committing crimes, because the police aren't brain dead. They actually remember what you were wearing, the car you were driving, the license plate, the color. That's it. But they do remember stuff about you, and I think that's really cool, because it means you either have to go and swap your car or go change the license plate, or in the worst case scenario, you even have to go and change your clothes. And that just, again, adds so much to the world, because it makes it feel so much more alive. The police aren't brain dead idiots walking around who forget about you the second you lose the wanted level. They are real. They are in this world, and they are trying to hunt you down. You have to be smart to lose them. You don't actually have to be smart to, you just got to change your clothes, but still, it makes you feel smart, and that's cool. The Mafia games in general, not this one, but the other 2, they really put GTA into perspective, in my opinion, because they do so much for world immersion, whereas Grand Theft Auto, especially in GTA 5, downgraded quite a lot of things, and yeah, now I have to talk about GTA 5 specifically. GTA 5, in my opinion, is one of the worst Rockstar games for immersion. Hey, editor's note here real quick. Everything this guy is about to say is a complete and utter fucking lie. So I go on to talk about how the police don't patrol in GTA 5 and you don't see them on the streets, but that is a lie. You actually do. They do patrol and you do see them. They're a lot rarer to find than they are in GTA 4, but they are still there. You don't need a mod to get them patrolling. That just kind of increases how many there are. It's GTA Online that doesn't have any police patrolling around for some reason, but the single player does absolutely have police patrolling. So yeah, this guy chats a bunch of shit here, but okay, on with the video. The cops don't even patrol in this game. You will never see a cop walking the streets. You have to go to a mod site and download a mod called On The Beat. That is the only way you actually get cops to walk around Los Santos. How crazy is that? In a game about committing crimes, there are no police on patrol. What? And the cops in this game just shoot you for absolutely anything. In GTA 4, did you know the cops don't actually pull out guns unless you shoot them first? They will just continue to chase you forever. In GTA 5, however, okay, well, I guess that's pretty realistic. I haven't even talked about Euphoria yet, by the way. Euphoria is Rockstar's physics engine, and it's pretty good. Now, they use this engine to the absolute fullest in Red Dead and GTA 4. When you shoot someone in the leg, you will actually see them be hurt by that bullet and start to kind of like limp around a bit, like hop around, ah, no, ah, my leg, like that, kind of like that. And it's really cool and really immersive, and it really brings out that inner psychopath in you. Seriously, I have so much fun in GTA 4 just shooting people, because the way they ragdoll and the way they react to the bullets is just so immersive and entertaining. I might be kind of messed up, but seriously, it is entertaining, and I think everyone can agree with that. As well as hitting people with your car. Hitting people with your car might actually give you PTSD if you're a real life car hit victim. It was just so much fun to do. So of course Rockstar would improve on that system in GTA 5, but they didn't. Of course, I already talked about GTA 5. They didn't do that. You know they didn't do that. For some reason, they dumbed down Euphoria a lot and made it a lot less realistic and a lot less fun and immersive, and I don't understand why. GTA 5 probably has the worst shooting of any GTA game so far. Yes, it is easier to aim, yes it does feel simple to use, but it lacks that punch that GTA 4 had. It doesn't feel as satisfying to actually shoot people, it just feels kind of boring. They literally barely react to being shot, and then they instantly forget they've been shot like 2 seconds later with no, you know, they're not holding their wounds, they're not limping around. They're just back to normal. I don't know why they decided to go that direction. And it's the exact same thing with hitting people with your car. Unfortunately, it just doesn't feel very fun. That sentence needs context. But why would someone ever want all of this stuff? Do I want GTA to be a life simulator? Of course, yes. Hello, do you not? I don't know about you, but my life kind of sucks. I don't have an Audi R8 outside. I don't live in a $10 million apartment. I'm using a pretty cheap setup right now. GTA lets you live the life of a millionaire crime lord. Why would I not want it to be the most immersive thing in the world? Why would I not want it to feel more real and grab me into the experience? And I know people want this experience because of this little mod here. This is 5M. This is the thing that you've seen people play 100%, because millions of people play this experience because it provides a more immersive role-playing experience to the world of GTA. 5M already has these things like fuel, like realistic damage, stuff. It just has a lot of really immersive stuff, and millions of people play it because they want that kind of experience. So I know I'm not alone when I stand here and I say I want GTA 6 to follow suit of 5M a little bit. Not completely. I don't want to have to eat, drink and sleep all the time, because that I think would be a bit overkill. But having some traffic laws, having maybe a fuel mechanic, adding Euphoria back in its fullest form, I think is what GTA 6 needs to really step it up to that kind of next generation gaming experience. Because if it's just GTA 5 with a new coat of paint, I'm going to be a bit disappointed. I'm not going to hate it. Obviously, it's still going to be a fantastic experience, but it is going to suck a little bit. And I think most people would agree with me on that. Now, I already know what some of the counter arguments are going to be for this. GTA is never supposed to be a life sim. It's an arcade crime simulator. Not simulator. It's an arcade crime game. And counterpoint to that, in Vice City, you could buy and run businesses. In GTA 5, you could buy stocks in the stock market. In San Andreas, you could literally get fat, or skinny, or buff, and you could get laid. GTA 4 also had that social system where you could become friends with the NPCs that you meet and go hang out with them. And hey, Nico, do you want to go bowling? So that was such a bad accent. Oh, I'm usually pretty good at Russian accents, I think. Hey, Nico, you want to go bowling? Okay. Yeah, but GTA 4 had those sort of systems in place, and it was really cool and really fun. So don't sit there and tell me the GTA is never supposed to be a life sim, because it has life sim elements. The problem is Rockstar only take half measures. They never go all the way with it. And with GTA 6, I really Really want to see them do that, because I feel like it could not just be the best GTA game of all time, but literally the best game of all time if Rockstar really pushed those immersion features. So in conclusion, GTA 6 needs to have immersion. It needs to have these immersive features. If it doesn't, it's just going to be another really pretty looking GTA game that plays exactly the same as the rest of them. It's not really going to elevate it to that next gen experience in any department other than graphics. I want to see more realistic police. I want to see more realistic traffic laws. I want to feel like I'm actually living in this world rather than just playing an arcadey video game, because I feel like GTA has so much potential to really grab the player with immersion, but it seems to be wasted because they just lean into this arcadey side way too much, or at least they did in GTA 5, which again is weird because GTA 4 did the exact opposite. So we'll just have to wait and see. But if GTA 6 doesn't improve on any of the immersion features, as I said, it's still going to be a fantastic game. I'm still going to play it, but I would be lying if I said I wouldn't be a little bit disappointed too. Okay, I got bored of writing the script about halfway through this video, so I didn't get around to writing an outro. So, subscribe.